Hi everyone, this is Adrien, the exercise specialist at the Leduc Beaumont Devon Primary Care Network. I hope you all are doing well today. Today I wanted to show you week 2 of the Stand Up to Falls Fall Prevention Program. So last week we did week 1 and I went through kind of processes and things like that. It was a longer video, it was about 40 minutes long. This week's video will be a little shorter. What I'm going to do is I'll take you through all of the balance exercises and all of the strengthening exercises, and then all of the cool down slash stationary balance exercises. But for the strengthening exercise component, I will only show one set, just to help keep the video a little bit shorter. It is expected that you do 3 sets of the strengthening exercise, so I'll just be showing one set, just to help save you guys a bit of time for me to watch an extra long video. So as per usual, we start with a quick basic warm-up. Following that, we'll move to the dynamic exercises for your balance. Today we'll just be doing 2 of them, which will then finish up the warm-up. Then we will do the standard 5 strength exercises that we did last week, but this time we'll be doing them for 45 seconds instead of 30 seconds. And then the rest time previously was 60 to 90 seconds. Now we're looking at about 45 to at most 60 seconds rest, preferably closer to 45 seconds rest in between sets. So the differences between week 1 and week 2 are the balance exercises change slightly, and they get slightly more difficult, some would say. And then the amount of time we're doing the strengthening exercises increases by 15 seconds, and our rest time decreases. So to make it a little bit more challenging, a little bit more intensive. So as per usual, if you're new to physical activity, if you're returning to physical activity from a layoff, or if you have a medical condition that might make doing physical activity difficult, please consult with the physician prior to beginning any new exercise program. Thank you. So we'll just begin with a really quick warm-up here seated. So feet flat on the floor. We'll take our head. We're going to do some small circles side to side. If you're someone that experiences dizziness and that brings in your symptoms, you could also just go tilting it side to side slightly. Now, once again, we're going to go into some small shoulder circles. Don't gotta go too big, just within your normal range, whatever you can do. And then we'll go the other direction. Perfect. Cross your arms, hug yourself, side to side rotations. Right now, let's take our legs, let's alternate kicking out each leg. Perfect. And now let's go up our toes and down, up our toes and down, up our toes, alternating. All right, shake it out a little bit. It's just a nice, really quick warm up. So now we will go into the actual, the more dynamic balance exercises to start the workout. As like I said in the last video, guys, we want to do the dynamic balance exercises first, prior to the strengthening exercises. Because if you do the strengthening exercises first, it'll likely fatigue your muscles, which then might make doing the balancing exercises more difficult. And we want to have the best bang for your buck on the balancing exercises. So that's why we want to do those. So the 2 balancing exercises. The first balancing exercise we will do today is going to be the tandem walking. So what I'll do is I will come back here. So for tandem walking, and I will show this front way and I'll go sideways too. We're gonna do slow steps while trying to get our feet directly in front of each other. Before we get into these, as per usual, try to do balancing exercises with the partner there who can assist you. We don't want anyone to be at an increased risk of falls during these exercises, so please have support like a chair near you, and always please have someone else there to assist you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 steps forward, and if we can, 3 steps in reverse. If you can't take 3 steps in reverse, then you just turn around and you walk forward again. So we go 1, 2, 3, and backwards. 1, 2, and 3. I'll show you guys from the side here. So heel toe, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And if that is too difficult to go backwards, that's totally fine. Just 1, 2, 3, and then turn around. 1, 2, 3. As you see, I have my wall here that I'm using to help support myself if I have issues with the balance. Alright, so that is the first exercise. So you just do that back and forth, nice and controlled, for 45 seconds, up to a minute if you feel necessary. The second of the dynamic balance exercises is a bit more intensive, and it's called the modified star excursion test. So the star excursion balance test is actually a test used to test what's called single leg balance, as well as you can actually use it to test some ACL injuries and deformities and things like that. But that's not why we're using it today. Today we are using it to work on your balance. And we're going to be doing a modified version. So we're going to be doing smaller steps to each side. So how you can think about it is you're going to be bouncing on one leg, and you're going to take your other foot, you're going to put it forward, and then to an angle, and then side, and then back angle, straight down, angle, side, angle, and on top. And I'm not expecting you to step way out here. It can even just be right here. So just to show you guys, make sure my feet are on camera here. You're bouncing on the leg. I have my wall here to support me if I need it. I go small step forward and back. Small step on an angle and back. Small step to the side and back. Small step on a back angle and back. Directly behind me and back. Now we go cross over on an angle and back. Cross over directly to the side and back. Front angle and back and front and back. And now we use the other leg. Once again, I'm supporting myself with the wall here. You can use a chair, whatever you need. So up, touch, angle, side, back angle, directly behind, back angle. So you can do this one forward, or if you prefer, you can do the one in reverse also. That tends to be slightly harder, but if you prefer that, that's fine. The back angle, side, front angle, and forward. So if you see that there's 8 total different places that you touch on each foot. And it's a fantastic way to work on those different kind of dynamic balancing balancing positions. And that's just a modified version of it with shorter steps. In the real test, we go big steps. We try to get people to step as far as they can, so you can get some pretty crazy ones, but that's not the purpose of this. Just within range, touch and back. Always have a wall or a person or a chair, someone that can support you, because this one can be difficult for some people. So those are going to be the two dynamic balance exercises today. So now we'll go into the regular strengthening portion of the routine, starting with our chair squats that we showed before. Get my chair in position there. Remember, this week we're doing the exercises for 45 seconds. We will be doing them for 3 total rounds. I'm only going to be showing the 1 round, so please, after the first round, pause the video. You got 2 more rounds to do. Take about 45 to 60 seconds rest in between for week 2. Got time ready? So remember, feet shoulder up apart roughly. You can cross your arms or in front of you, or if you have rails you can use, that's totally fine too for hand support. Ready? And begin. You're nice and controlled. I'm not coming up and dropping. That's not what we're doing. Take a couple seconds up, a couple seconds down. Working those leg muscles. Boom. Remember, I did post a video last week showing supplementary exercises. If these strengthening movements are a little too easy or a little too challenging for you, to make them harder or easier. So if these are too difficult or too easy, please check out that video for some other examples. Today, I'll just be showing all the standard ones. Almost there. And time. Good job. So now take 45 seconds or so, and then you're supposed to do that for 2 more sets. So 2 more rounds of 45 seconds of the chair squats. I'm going to be moving on to the next exercise right away here. So, we're doing the standing leg curl. So I have my chair to support and help me balance here, right? In position. Here, take one leg, curl up as high as you can. As you see, I'm not moving my upper leg. My thigh, my quadricep and hamstring muscles are all staying stable. I'm just moving my heel up, so my lower leg up, as high as I can. Nice and controlled, working those hamstring muscles. 45 seconds this, that's a long time, make it really get you. Great work. Great work. Almost there. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. All right, now we'll switch legs and begin. Nice and controlled. Once again, angle a bit here. This way, there we go. Keeping that back leg, keeping the leg stable. Just trying to get that heel up as high as we can, working those hamstring muscles. 15 more seconds, almost there. Great work. And time. So, once again, pause the video, rest for about 45 seconds, and you have 2 more rounds of that to do today. Now we'll do the standing leg abduction, where we're putting our leg up straight and going to the side, right? So we will do that. We'll start with our right leg, or honestly, whichever leg you prefer. In position and begin. Yeah, 45 seconds of this, you'll be feeling this. It's a great exercise for your hips and also for your balance. As you see here, I'm holding onto the chair to support myself. You want to keep your upper body roughly straight. If you end up leaning a little bit, that's okay. We don't want you going way out there. Right? Try and stay upright as you can. Nice control. You see, the legs not going crazy. Nice and controlled. Great work, everyone. Sometimes people feel this more in the leg that is actually bouncing on the ground as it's doing most of the stabilization for this. And time. Switch right into the other leg and begin. Great work, everyone. It's a great movement. Nice and controlled, right? Always try to stay upright. If you gotta reset yourself, that's totally fine. Almost there, 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Awesome, so that's the third exercise there. So like I said previously in the exercise, pause the video. You're expected to do 2 more rounds on each leg for that. Take about 45 seconds between each round, and it's 45 seconds of doing the movement. So now we're going to move on to the Dorsi and the plantar flexion movement. That's where we go up onto our toes and we go back on our heels. Work those calf muscles. Right, if this is too difficult on that supplementary video, I did provide multiple alternatives to this as well that you can do. So feel free to watch that video. So here we're in position, holding onto my chair for support, up into position, and let's begin. Up on toes, on your heels. Toes, heels. Toes, heels. Toes, heels. plantar flexion, dorsi flexion, plantar flexion, dorsi flexion, plantar flexion, dorsi flexion, plantar flexion. As Coach Luna comes to join and make sure things are being done correctly, dorsi flexion. 10 more seconds. Almost there. Toes, heels, toes, and heels. And that's 45 seconds. So, once again, pause the video. You're expected to do 3 total rounds that take about 45 seconds between each round. I'm going to move on to the final strengthening exercise of the day today. So for that, we're going to go back into our wall push-up. 45 seconds. Remember, as per usual, the first closer up you go, the easier it is. Further out you go, harder it is. So on and so forth. Everyone in position, straight body, and begin. Nice and controlled. Good work, everyone. Halfway. Nice and controlled. See, I'm not overarching my back or rounding over. I'm keeping a relatively straight line from my shoulders to my hips to my knees to my ankles. A relatively straight line. Almost there. 10 more seconds. And time. So as per usual, pause the video. You'll do 2 more rounds of that before moving on to the next exercise. 45 minutes in duration with roughly 45 seconds of duration, not minutes. That's a long time. Followed by 45 seconds of rest. So those are the strengthening movements of the day. So now we'll move, similar to last week, into the cool down, which will be a couple more stationary balance exercises, just to help us with our cool down. So for the first exercise, what we're actually going to be doing is what's called, is pretty much what I call, it's pretty much just what I call it is a seated, pretty much a seated side push. And you can do it with weight or without weight. So you're going to be seated in your chair, and we'll do 5 each side. You're going to hold your hands in front of you. You can interlace your fingers if you want. Sandwich them. You know, do the however you want to hold your hands. And what we're going to do is we're going to twist, push out to the side, leans a little bit and back, twist, to the side, lean a little bit and back. Push, lean and back, push, lean and back. Push, lean and back, push, lean and back. 2 more. Push, lean and back, push, lean and back. Last one. Twist, push, lean and back, twist, push, lean and back. So to make that more difficult, you can always hold a small weight like a dumbbell in your hands, or a jug of milk, a can of soup, anything to add a little more weight to the movement, just to make it a little bit more difficult if needed. If you want, you can twist it. You can hold it for longer if you want to. Just sit there and hold it if you deem it. But the movement is really to go side to side, kind of get that, not quite a rocking motion, but consistent side to side going. So the final exercise is part of our stationary cool down and our balance. For the last exercise for our cool down, as part of our stationary balance, is going to be a simple seated outside foot touches. So for this one, your feet are going to be side to side, hands on your hips, or on your legs, sorry. And you're going to slowly turn down and touch your ankle on the outside of your foot. Then you can back up and other side. This just gets you used to leaning side to side. If you can't lean down that far or it makes you dizzy, that is totally fine. You can take your hand and go down part way down your shin if you want. That's totally fine also. Or if that is too much, you can always hold on to the side of your chair and simply lean side to side a little bit as a further regression to it. But we'll do 5 each side as our final exercise today, okay? So lean, touch, back up, lean, touch, back up. We go alternating sides. Lean, touch, back up, lean, touch, back up. So you see, we're not going fast, it's nice and controlled. Back up, lean, touch, back up. I keep my hand touching my leg the whole way down. Back up. Let's go 2 more actually. Boom, back up. Boom, back up. 1 more. Boom, back up. And down and back up. Awesome, everyone. So that was the last exercise today. Great job with that. For those last 2 bouncing exercises, in terms of duration, I would leave those up to you personally at this time. In person, usually I would do those for a round or 2 each for 45 seconds for my for my clients or patients in class. But for the video, just do it for your comfortability. But for each one of those, doing it for at least 45 seconds aside, really focusing on some breathing as you're doing it. Remember, this is a cool down as well as a stationary balancing movement, so it shouldn't be too intensive. It should just help to bring your heart rate slowly back down to normal as you continue to work your balance from a slightly more stable perspective. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions, feel free to post them down below. Please like and subscribe to the video and the YouTube channel. I will post week 3 of the Stand Up to Falls Fall Prevention Program next week. If you have any questions, like I said, post them down below. Thank you for watching the video. Once again, my name is Adrien. I'm the exercise specialist at the Leduc Beaumont Devon Primary Care Network. Thank you so much and have a great day.